This is CCNA. I'm Ryan. And looking at module 13 here, which is on what they call network virtualization. Be just as well to call it software-defined networking. And up until this point, we've been looking at switches and routers as independent entities. So you configure a switch, you then configure that one, you go on to the next switch and configure that one. Software-defined networking changes the architecture. You can see here, when you're looking at this drawing with the spine switches and the leaf switches, and then everything else connecting to it, then think about it like a racquetball court. You've got the traffic going between the devices and kind of it's probably a lot of it's going between the devices on the same switch, but if you need to get to any other switch, you're only one hop away at all times. And the spine only connects other switches. So got the racquetball court set up there. Or if you need to get to a device on another switch, you're bouncing off the spine and going into the neighboring leaf. They'll talk about Ceph or Cisco Express Forwarding. That's not a SDN thing. That's a Cisco switch thing. That was also part of the stuff that you guys learned before. But just to remind you, it's the hardware enabled data plane forwarding that Cisco has. If you have a Cisco switch, sometimes there'll be actually a little daughter card that you put on to the switch that has all those components on it. But it can still be used in software-defined networking. And when they say SDN or software-defined networking, and it's Cisco, the Cisco implementation is called ACI. And they talk about that in here, but they don't directly say that ACI is software-defined networking. Probably a little defensive about it because some of these most of these are open standards. And so if you wanted to implement it yourself, you wouldn't necessarily have to go through Cisco, but they're trying to make it easy for you. And device-based SDN. They talk about device-based SDN in here. So if you think of a switch like a computer, in fact, you can take your computer and you can put software on it and convert your computer into a router. It would work better if it was like a desktop and you can put more network interface cards in there and then run that router software. So each of these devices, they're just specialized general purpose computers. And I say that, and I'm putting it that way, because you can set up these switches or certain switches so that you can run little programs on them. And so that's the device-based part of it. You can run OpenFlow on maybe some sort of little instance of a little client on there so that so you can run OpenFlow. Great. I think those are the things I didn't think were very clear. So yeah, this is the future of computer networking. And if you're going to work at a big company, it's very likely that they've implemented something like this. But don't be afraid of it. It's actually supposed to make your life simpler. Good luck.